We'll continue running iJulia and Jupyter Notebooks now. And I present from the point of view of UPPMAX. And I am on an interactive node, and I allocated 4 cores this time. But I will not use any parallel things in this session, but it's always good to allocate at least 2 cores, I guess, if you want to run something like Jupyter. Okay, so what we do now is that we make sure that we have loaded Julia 1.5 in this case, and I have also chosen to load 395 Python, because in this version we have included a Jupyter package. And we know that that package will work well with Julia. So I will copy paste this. First we load Julia and then Python. And I check now that we have both these available here. Then I run Julia and I can ask for using 4 processes. But maybe we won't use it anyway. We will see. So now in Julia, we want to install iJulia, and that is done in 2 steps in this case. First, we have to add it, and then we have to build it, and by that also letting it know that we have Jupyter from this Python version 395. So we start to do the first things here, and I copy paste this, and we build it as well, and that may take, yeah, it was quite fast. That's because I have done this before. But if you do this the first time, it will take a bit longer time. Next step is to load this package, basically by saying using iJulia, like this. And then we want to run notebook, which is basically Jupyter Notebook. And that will look like this. And I have now, I'm saying here that we should start in the directory where we are right now. And I think in my case, it will be in my home folder. You may be in an exercise folder, for instance. But it doesn't matter for now. This detached true, if I scroll down a little bit here in the documentation, this means that the notebook will not be killed when you exit your Julia session in the terminal. So basically, you can quit Julia here while the Jupyter Notebook is open in like Firefox, I think it will be. So that means that you can close this session and still work in your Firefox. Okay, so hope that this will work. It says process running, and we see here that Firefox is opening. Can make this a little bit bigger. And without going into the details, we can start a notebook. And here we see we have even a Matlab kernel. We will talk more about that on Friday. Python is included, and also we have Julia 1.8.5, which was the Julia version that we wanted to use. So here we are, and it seems that it has started, but we could just use some things that we know has to do with Julia to say that it is really Julia, not Python. So let's print hello. and we run it. Yes, it works. We can also try, what was it that I thought about? Yeah, like the keywords using, we have threads, I think. Yes, no errors. Let's see if we can get some help. Yeah, welcome to Julia. Okay. But I don't think that the package manager will work here. So if we do this, yeah, that won't work. So if you want to install packages with the package mode, you have to do that in the ordinary Python interpreter. Yeah. Okay, it seems that it works. Nice. So Jupyter could work when you are doing some presentation on your material or playing with your data. Whereas if you want to make scripting, you should work differently, of course. Okay, I will close this session now. And I will also close this one and see what happens if I actually start Jupyter now from the command line. And I will try this no browser. See what happens. What do I? Why don't I find this? See, Python's in there. So Jupyter. Lab is not installed, but Notebook is for this 395 Python. In newer versions, you will find the Python Jupyter Lab as well. So let's do this. No browser. Yes. So this is another way to open Jupyter. And yes, what I want to do now is I do Control C and Control Z. You see that here, that makes Jupyter Notebook run in the background, or it stopped. I type BG for background, and now this will be run in the background, seen in this ampersand. So you could have started Notebook by this ampersand in the end, but I forgot it. But I show you the way now how to solve this. Yes. So what I do now is to start Firefox, and I will use one of the links here. I choose this one. I will copy, then paste it down here, and I use this ampersand to be in the background. Let's see now if, yes, it's open here. And now Julia 185 is seen here as well. So once you have started iJulia once, then Jupyter will understand in the future that this Julia version is available. And as you see here, I have also activated Matlab once, and that means that the Jupyter of this version will find this Matlab kernel every time. And it's also possible to couple several Julia versions, which is not seen here. Yes. So this is yeah. You only have to add and build iJulia the first time for each Julia version in each Jupyter, provided with the Python version of UPPMAX. But then it's possible to start with Jupyter here. And also, if you want to run iJulia in Jupyter on compute nodes, this is yeah, that was actually what we did now. We haven't seen if this is fast enough. I tried before and it was very slow. So one way to get rid of that is to look a little bit in this material where you can open open the Firefox session of Jupyter somewhere else. So you see the graphics more locally, I would say, but the computation is done on the compute node. So that's a nice thing. So you can do this in ThinLink, or you can actually do this on your own computer. But more info about this in this page. Yes, so you start the Junia kernel in the upper right corner. Yes, and these are the key points, and that was all.